Hello and welcome back to another Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 guide. Today we will be going over combat tips and general gameplay mechanics to help you improve in your various fights. So in this clip, you can see that I am heavily outnumbered. There's 4 bandits here, and the main thing you want to work on, especially if you're a low level, maybe you don't have the best weapons or armor, is that gold stamina bar. You do not want to be running out of stamina. Just like here, I'm pretty low on stamina. That's when you start taking the most damage and getting bleeds and just damage on your body that you need bandages for. So to do that, you really want to just take things slow, wait for openings for master strikes, like there, and just keep backpedaling. And try and position yourself. If you're focusing on one target, try and position yourself to where the other targets are back behind them in a line. Kind of like how we did playing COD Zombies. You get them in a train and you get them all running in a line at you. It is a lot easier to take on, 3 enemies one at a time, like a 1v1v1, versus a 1v3. So just keep backpedaling and maneuvering to your left or right and keeping those enemies in a line. That way they can't all just attack you at once and you're not getting overwhelmed with strikes. So by now, you may have heard me mention the Master Strike. This is something you can learn pretty early in your playthrough by visiting an NPC named Tomcat found in the Nomad Village. The Nomad Village can be found just west of Zhelyov and Samin and very close to Bozena's cabin. First, you'll need to start a quest called Combat Training by talking to Bara and Droskowitz. She's a beggar woman in a red dress right outside of the stocks where you and Capon get locked up in. Once you accept the quest, she'll send you to Tomcat where you can learn combos and the Master Strike. The first couple of combos Tomcat teaches you are a simple left-right-left combo and a top-right-left combo. After you successfully perform the 2 combos, the quest will progress to Combat Training 2. Where you need to beat Tomcat in a real steel duel. This can be a little tricky for beginners, so let's go over some tips on how to pull it off. It's important to understand the basics of the Master Strike. That way in your duel with Tomcat, you know what to look out for, so you can beat him a little easier. So let's quickly just go over the Master Strike, how to perform it, and how to play against it. To perform a Master Strike, first, you must mirror the guard of your opponent. For example, if they're holding their sword on your left, you hold yours on your right. Or, if they go high, you go low, and vice versa. Then, when your opponent strikes at you, you attack in the same window you would if you're performing a perfect block, but instead of hitting the block key, you throw an attack. So here you can see that Tomcat has shifted his stance over to my left. So I need to make an adjustment and switch my weapon over to my right before he makes an attack. As I do this, he begins his swing and I attack at the same time you would if you were trying to perform a perfect block. Here, Tomcat goes into a high guard, so you'd want to set up in a low guard and wait for his attack. It's important to understand that only swords can do this technique, so if you're up against heavy weapons or polearms, there's one less thing you have to worry about. Also, you need to understand that your opponent can perform a Master Strike on you just as easily as you can on him. So pay attention to where you're starting your attack chains from, and try your best not to begin in an opposite guard as your opponent. Now that we understand the Master Strike, Let's get ready for our duel against Tomcat so we can learn and use this powerful technique.
Shall we begin?
Let's begin. Defend yourself. Fuck you.
So just stay on the defensive if you're not sure, and get your combos in when you can. Because he has Master Strikes and they will take out a lot of your health if you're not decently armored. Just like that. Now, luckily I have a lot of armor. And don't forget about clinching. Clinching is a great way to get a little advantage in fights, especially duels, if it's just a one-on-one. And this is a rather convenient way to level up your weapon skills.
Surprised?
You know, depending on whatever you're using.
Now that's what I call an opener.
Quick stabs after a perfect block are they're a pretty way to get some easy damage in there.
Go fuck yourself. Now you're in trouble.
Yeah, he's got that Master Strike. I think does some damage. Let's just regain our stamina here. See if we can't catch him off guard somehow.
Now that's what I call an opener. No.
So we gotta be careful with stamina.
So, do you think I have what it takes?
All right. You deserve to be taught the Master Strike. Here's a training sword so he won't get hurt.
Let's get to it.
With the Master Strike now in your arsenal, let's get into the dueling section of today's video. So in this clip, you can see that I make the mistake of attacking from an opponent's mirrored guard and getting punished for it. Let's break down the zones in a duel and where it's safe and not safe to start your attacks from. Here our opponent approaches us with his guard on our left. That leaves us a few options from where we can attack from. Safe openers are highlighted in green, and a red highlight shows zones where you'll get punished for mirroring and potentially hit by a Master Strike. With my opponent's guard on my left, I can throw a top, left, or bottom attack without fear of getting hit by a Master Strike. Here he switches to a low guard. The same basic principles still apply. We can go low, left, or right, but attacking at the top opens you up for a Master Strike. Now he's on our right, so we can go right, high, or low, with an attack to our left, leaving us open. I throw a right, low, right combo with no fear of getting Master Strike. Now that you understand the basics of sword positioning, you can make smart decisions on what combos to throw without fear of punishment. After blocking attack from my right, I know his guard will go to my left. Here I hit a perfect block and his sword goes to my left. I know that I have an opening for a top strike, so I repost and begin the Kurzao combo of top, left. It's important to know, to pull off a combo, your strikes need to land, whether it's blocked or successfully connects. With that being said, if your opponent performs a perfect block or master strike, you'll have to start the combo chain over. Through my experience in combat, I've found that oftentimes you can easily sneak in a high strike or low strike, making combos that start this way very reliable to actually pull off and get some easy damage. I hope this video has been helpful to any of you. If you enjoyed it, or maybe even learned something new, give that like button some love. If you're interested in more Kingdom Come content, then please hit the subscribe button. The quality of these videos will improve as I learn and make more content. To close off the video, I've thrown in a duel at the Gutenberg tourney where you can see some of the techniques I've explained today.
Fucking hell! Yield! You're no match for me! There's no escape! Bad luck. Take.